Hey, it's great to be here. In this business, it's great to be anywhere. Right, Barney? Matthew Barnaby joins us. 18th all-time penalty minutes. Have I got that right, Barney? That hasn't changed, has it?
No more fights. And I got to first apologize. I was supposed to be on Tuesday and something came up last minute. I apologize. Love doing this show. Love listening to you every day. And I see you're tempting me with that casino. Man, I love to gamble.
Bet. Barney, no apologies needed. You know you're always good with me. And trust me, we made significant fun of you on Tuesday for not being here. So you get it. Hey, the news of the day. I want your take on this. It's what's great about live television, daytime sports talk. The Edmonton Oilers have hired Connor McDavid's longtime agent, Jeff Jackson, as their CEO of hockey operations. He's going to report directly to the owner, Daryl Cates, and to the president of hockey ops, Ken Holland. He's 58 years of age, played in the NHL, law degree, and opened his agency in 2010. How do you feel about a move like this?
Well, I think it's probably an easier thing for him, not having to go out and recruit more players and do it that way. He's a great guy. I remember a phone call. I was playing golf with Pierre Dorian last summer, and he called while we were on the course, and Pierre just quipped and went, "Are we talking extension for Alex DeBrincat?" And he says, "No, not yet." And then they kind of let that go, and obviously did not sign the extension now in Detroit. But I think it's a great move for the Edmonton Oilers. Great guy, very smart hockey guy, obviously very in tune with his clients. So I think that'll add even another piece to the dynamic for the Edmonton Oilers. But seems like a great move for the Edmonton Oilers and for Jeff Jackson.
I agree. I think it's a tremendous move by the Oil. Speaking of tremendous moves, there are many that feel the Ottawa Senators are winning the NHL offseason, despite not being able to hang on to Alex DeBrincat. What's your take on the Sens offseason?
I think it's been good. I'm still curious to see how Tarasenko plays out. Can he play with the pace that's needed to play with maybe a Tim Stützle? That is yet to be seen. He has declined in recent years with his injuries that he's had. A one-year deal, obviously it's short-term, low risk, high reward for a guy like him. This team can be a playoff team if they get quality goaltending, consistent goaltending that stays healthy. So the contract for Korpisalo, that's going to determine whether this is a playoff team. They have all the attributes to be a playoff team. Good power play, good leadership. Giroux's come in and done a great job. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk has done a great job as captain of this team and kind of giving them an identity. But this is a really good hockey team, and it starts in the back end. If they can get goaltending, I think it's a playoff team.
You know, it's interesting that you bring that up. Last year at this time, I had John, and we were all very excited about the Sens. You particularly, you said there was a lot of positivity in town. And then they missed the playoffs again. Is that because Cam Talbot didn't turn out to be what they thought? Was that part of the reason, or why did it just fall apart again?
Yeah, I'd say it's their start. And I remember talking to Pierre before the season started, and I had him on my podcast, and he says, there is no way we can start off worse than we did the year before. They did. They started off worse in the year before. You can't make the playoffs in October, but you certainly can take yourself out of the running, and that was what they did with their start. So Cam Talbot certainly didn't have the season that he expected to have, nor did the Sens expect. I thought he would be much better. I got to know Cam, and I absolutely love this guy and wish him all the best. I played in a tournament with him out in Saskatchewan. Just a great guy, and I wish him all the best in LA. But it didn't work out in Ottawa, and that's a main reason why they didn't. And if Korpisalo can be a top 15 goaltender in the National Hockey League, a topper echelon, this is a playoff team for sure. Stützle has been great for this team, all the young guys. And you just see what Giroux, if he can piggyback what he did last year, Tarasenko can be a 60-point guy. This is certainly a playoff team, but it starts in net, like you said.
Eventually, they have to make that step. And by the way, speaking of getting to know people, I've gotten to know Jeff Chychrun. Sat beside each other in the press box in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and his kid is a huge part of the Sens. Born there, not raised there. I guess he's born in Boca, but it's that Ottawa connection. Two things. how big of a part is Jacob Chychrun of the future of the Sens? And then 2, when are we going to get you down to Florida like you've been threatening to do? I'm talking South Florida, not up where it's cold in Orlando. I mean where the action happens, FLA Live Arena. When are you coming down to visit, Barney?
Well, I'm definitely going to be there for the Jets game, the New York Jets. It kicks off tonight with the Hall of Fame game, and plenty of reason to be pretty excited if you follow the NFL people out there. New York Jets Hard Knock starts August 8th, Hall of Fame tonight. So I will be down to see you there shortly. And Jacob Chychrun is a massive part of this team taking that next step. Jeff Chychrun, as you know now, is one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Just a fantastic person from Ottawa, was a tough guy, but you won't meet a bigger teddy bear off the ice. And his son is a great hockey player. They didn't pay that much to bring him in, and he is a huge part of this team. I coached against him. I coached him as a younger player. This guy was fully developed at 14 years old, and just wish the best for him. And like I said, they still keep a cottage up here right near Jeff Brown and the Brown family. They are great fans. So hopefully Jacob can put all his injuries that he's had in the last few years and be the player we know he can be. And if he can be the player that he is, he's a number 2, number 1 defenseman in the National Hockey League.
Then this won't surprise you at all then. Stanley Cup playoffs, Jeff Chychrun comes walking up. I'd never met him. And he's like, is this seat taken? In the press box. I'm like, no, help yourself. He sits down, looks at me. He goes, my dad is from just outside Melville. Good Eve Sask. How do you even know who I am?
Jeff's an astute person, very smart. First of all, he's smart. He left Ottawa to go and live in Florida, South Florida. That's first of all. But you won't meet he would never say he played hockey. He would never say anything about himself. He would never say anything about Jacob unless someone asked. That's just how humble a guy he is, and just a terrific family man. And like I said, good friend, great guy, and I'm glad you got to meet him.
Absolutely. Okay, Barney, somebody said, and it just jarred my memory, they're like, you got to ask Barney about the Jets. Like, are you giving them the AFC East? Are you giving them the entire AFC conference? Like, how good are they going to be?
Listen, I've been a fan since I've been 12 years old. The Sack Exchange, Al Toon, we go back years. I've had 37 years of misery with this team. I don't get my hopes up that much. Having said that, I'm a sucker for punishment. Give it to me, baby. AFC East, they will challenge. I think the Bills are a little bit better. But they lost to us last year with Mike White as quarterback. Now we add a 4-time MVP in Aaron Rodgers. We have a second-year Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall that missed almost the entire year with an ACL injury. You bring in Lazard and hopefully Dalvin Cook. This team is for real. And a top 4 defense to add. We are going to challenge for the AFC East, and I have a lot of bets out there, and they are not monetary. They are tattoos and blow-up dolls. So we need to win the AFC East, and hopefully the AFC, my friend Fred Malone, will be a sucker for punishment and forever enshrined with Jets tattoos and a great dinner with, we're going to name her Sophie, the blow-up doll.
Are you going to be watching tonight or no, because it's preseason game A?
I usually don't watch a lot of preseason because it's, as there's a fly just going through the screen here. I don't watch a ton of preseason because it's mostly backups that play, but it's intriguing for me because you have Zach Wilson that was the starter and a number 2 overall pick that will play tonight. Mekhi Becton has missed essentially 2 years and lost 60 pounds. And there's a rookie in Brownlee, wide receiver, that is turning heads in camp. So I'm going to watch it. Cleveland has a lot to prove as well, but, I'm going to watch it. Will I bet it? Jets -2? Probably. Probably not the smartest, though.
Betting on a pro football preseason game is a sucker's errand. All right, Barney. As always, enjoy the rest of summer. Thanks for the time, my man.
All right. Cheers, buddy, and keep up the great work.
Thank you, pal. Matthew Barnaby, 18th all-time in NHL penalty minutes 834 games, the pride of Ottawa, Ontario.